At the class reunion, I suddenly received a text message. Orange juice should not be drunk. It contains extremely toxic substances. Everyone put down their glasses at the same time. The killer is the man in the gray hooded sweatshirt. All present will die. Seeing that message, I was stunned because the only person wearing a gray hoodie at the scene, it's me. The class beauty was pouring orange juice when she stopped. She looked at the message blankly. What the hell is this? Is the orange juice in my hand poisonous? After saying that, she brought Lee up to smell it. There was no strange smell at all. Wasn't it just normal orange juice? Even so, everyone at the table quietly pushed their glasses of orange juice away a little. Her face looked ugly. She said angrily, "No way! How old are you guys to believe this stuff? It's just a joke." It's definitely a joke. The next person to speak was the class monitor, Song Lin. Everyone knew he liked the beauty queen. Seeing Siak Ching, the beauty queen, looked confused, he immediately stepped in to mediate. Siak Ching poured the orange juice. "If you don't drink it, I'll drink it all." He picked up the glass in front of him without thinking and drank it all in one gulp. But the next second, his whole body trembled, his eyes widened, and he fell to the ground in convulsions. Song Lin writhed in pain, holding his mouth, blood flowing out from between his fingers. It was with great difficulty that he managed to utter a poisonous sentence. Everyone was scared, and it took a long time for someone to react and call an ambulance. But when I was about to call, Song Lin suddenly stood up and laughed loudly, wiping the fake blood from his mouth. "Are you scared yet? Haha, it's just a little wine. Are you guys that scared? I told you it was a joke. You're so old and you still believe it." Siak Ching, whose face was pale, finally breathed a sigh of relief, raised her hand and punched Song Lin in the chest. "You're annoying. Don't do it next time," this kind of joke again. But as soon as the punch touched Song Lin, his face suddenly turned pale. He held his chest and fell down again. Siak Ching sound, "Don't overdo it, you're so childish." Song Lin was still lying there holding his chest in pain. Zhuo Chang beside him walked over and kicked him twice. "Hey, you're so bored." "Isn't Yan Huai bored?" Song Lin groaned. "Save me, save me." Something happened. Song Lin had a heart disease. No one knew who shouted. Only then did everyone suddenly remember that Song Lin had a congenital heart disease 2 years ago and was still alive. Zhuo Chang bent down to give first aid, but Song Lin's next words made everyone want to beat him up. He said, "My heart hurts so much. Siak Ching rubs it for me, so I can get better." The drama ended. Song Lin knew he had gone too far and quickly apologized. At this time, all the dishes were served. The class president raised his glass. This was the first class reunion in several years where everyone was present like this. "Let's raise our glasses together, what?" I glanced at the glass of orange juice on the table. Although I usually don't drink alcohol, this time I held a glass of yellow wine. I looked around quietly. More than half of the people, no one touched the orange juice anymore. Everyone understood clearly in their hearts. When Song Lin fell down, he had sprayed all the orange juice out. He said it was a joke, but he didn't really drink it. Only 2 people drank orange juice. One was Zhang Xiaohio sitting diagonally to my left. She was allergic to alcohol and there was no other drink at that time. She reluctantly took a small sip. The other was Li Ai, who died sitting next to me. His straightforward personality was the one who cursed the most when he received the message. Even though he called back and the number didn't exist, he still believed it was a joke. Therefore, those 2 people were the first to die tonight. Zhang Xiaohio and Li Ai squeezed blood from their 7 orifices, fell to the ground, and the whole group was in chaos. I took out my phone, intending to call the police, but found that there was no signal. What was even more frightening was that it suddenly rained like a little water outside the villa. A bolt of lightning flashed. Zhang Xiaohio's and Li Ai's bloody faces looked extremely horrifying. Song Lin, who was standing next to him, was scared stiff. He had also drunk orange juice. And even though he had already vomited, he still tried to vomit more by the window. Class monitor Zhuo Chang spoke up to calm the situation.
Everyone, don't panic. Jing Xiaohyo is unlikely to have been poisoned, or perhaps her little illness has relapsed. She was already weak. I pointed at Lia Chur. What about him? It couldn't have been a random relapse, right? The class monitor was silent. It must have been the sender of the message. Someone raised their phone. Quickly check who this number belongs to. I also stared at the number on the screen until someone sucked in a cold breath. No, it's not Sue Sashi's number. Don't say bad luck. Someone interrupted. That person died a long time ago. There was no signal in the villa. Outside, the wind was gusting and rain was pouring. When the chief suggested keeping the scene as it was and waiting for the rain to stop before calling for help, everyone nodded and was about to return to their rooms when they discovered that Song Lin, who was vomiting by the window, suddenly stopped moving. The window was still open and the rain was splashing on his body. From the nearest place, Xu Shenxi quickly pushed him. Song Lin collapsed. His whole body was soaked. His eyes were wide open and his long red tongue was sticking out. He was no longer breathing. Xia sat down on the ground. He had also drunk orange juice. At that moment, we received a second message. Alcohol is also poisonous. The antidote is on the girl with red nails. You only have 10 minutes. Before going to the class reunion, Siak Ching asked me to go get my nails done. I chose black and white. She did red. Siak Ching quickly explained, I don't know anything. I don't have any antidote either. She took off her coat. Each pocket on her coat were searched. The bag she was carrying was also searched. Nothing was found. Tru Kwang stared at the short skirt on her body. The skirt was taken off. Are you crazy? I'm wearing a halter dress, so there's no place to hide the antidote. But the message said, the antidote is on the woman with red nails. The scene only has her with red nails. Siak Ching, are you trying to kill us? The 10-minute countdown timer had already passed halfway. Everyone came down and forced Siak Ching to take off her skirt. Siak Ching has always been arrogant. She graduated 7 years ago. She entered the entertainment industry. Although she is currently just a low-class artist that no one knows about, she is sure that she will become a big star in the future. There's no way those nonsense messages are fake. It must be you dirty men playing tricks. You want to see me take off my clothes? Keep dreaming. You're really a toad wanting to eat swan men. She picked up her coat and bag from the ground. Get out of the way. I won't play anymore. She was about to open the door and leave, but was blocked by 2 male students.
Zhu Chong looked at her fiercely. What's so hard about taking off your clothes? Aren't you people in the entertainment industry all undressed? He bowed head contemptuously. Don't you remember the photos you took for money in the past? You think we've never seen them? Shut up! Xiaosheng almost burst into tears. The most glamorous person on stage hates the most when someone mentions their dark past. The others also started to follow suit. Take it off quickly. Do you want to kill us? At this moment, I stepped out. I went with her to the bathroom. Zhu Chong stopped me from dreaming. Who knows if you guys are planning to hide the antidote and swallow it yourself? We have to take it off on the spot. Hurry, if we delay any longer, we'll all die. Xia Qing stood in the middle of everyone, wanting to retain her last bit of dignity, while thinking about the fact that she herself had been drinking. Choosing between saving face or saving her life, she hesitated, and finally, under everyone's gaze, she pulled down the zipper of her dress. But there was absolutely no antidote inside the dress. Bra? Panties? Take them all off, quickly! Xia Cheng stood in the middle of the crowd like a lamb waiting to be slaughtered. She closed her eyes in despair. I took off the last 2 pieces of clothing. Finally, I found a small pill in the bra's foam. After taking the pill, everyone gradually calmed down. While everyone was still secretly happy that they had survived, all the phones vibrated at the same time. I quickly took out my phone to look, but as soon as I saw the content, everyone was stunned because the message said, the alcohol was not poisonous. The antidote was just a vitamin pill. The game has begun. I wish you all a good time.
When I saw this line, Xie Sheng screamed and fainted on the spot. The rain outside was getting heavier. Suddenly, a loud bang rang out. The villa we were in was shaking violently. A feeling of dizziness came over me. I only felt like I had fallen a few meters. Oh no! Because of the heavy rain, the foundation had collapsed. Because of the landslide, the villa sunk a few meters deep. The rainwater poured in like a waterfall. The surrounding windows were blocked by rocks and soil. The water level rose. Someone shouted to the second floor. The whole group rushed to the second floor like crazy. But when they got to the stairs, everyone was silent. The door to the second floor was locked. At the same time, we received another message. I don't like crowded places. Among the remaining people, there must be 5 people who volunteer to give up their lives. Otherwise, the door won't open. At the same time, my phone vibrated twice. The second drawer of the brown bookcase. There's something you want, and only I can receive this message. Crazy! Who would volunteer to die? I don't believe this door can't be opened. 2 male students rushed forward and kicked the door hard. The water was up to their waists, but the door still didn't budge. The leader looked at Xia Cheng, who was lying unconscious. The first person to volunteer was Xia Cheng. No one has any opinions. Anyone who objects, raise your hand. Everyone looked at each other. No one raised their hand. Okay, let's pass it. But there are still 4 people left. What should we do? Anyone volunteer? Zhou Chong glanced around at everyone. Everyone bowed their heads. The water was already past their waists. Someone in the crowd muttered, Zhu Yuting has cancer. She's about to die anyway. I think she can be sacrificed. Zhu Yuting immediately cursed loudly. I have early-stage cancer. The cure rate is over 90%. Are you crazy? You are the one who is going to die. Why not let Chern V die? He visited the public fund to give a gift to the female streamer who spent more than 5 million. This time I came to the class reunion to borrow money from us. If I can't borrow money, I'd rather die than go to the closet. Chern V stood up and slapped her. Go away. What nonsense are you talking about? I don't deserve to die for embezzlement. Moreover, it's only 5 million. My family can take care of it. Chern V's eyes turned to Lam Tasu. Or the son of the murderer. His father was executed for murder. That jealousy is certainly hereditary. Death is also harmful to society. Lam Tasu rushed up to fight Chern V. You're right. I do have antisocial personality. If I die, I'll take you with me. Go away! Jealousy kills people and should have become extinct long ago. That sentence made Lam Tasu mad. Out of nowhere, he pulled out a knife and stabbed it straight into Chern V's chest. Blood spurted like a fountain, turning the whole area red. Okay, the second person, Chern V. Lam Tasu, holding a knife, his eyes were red. Whoever dares to mention my father again, I will send them to hell to meet my father. But as soon as he finished speaking, he fell to the ground because Chukong, who didn't know when, was standing behind him and slashed his neck. There is antisocial jealousy, the third person, Lam Tasu. The fourth person is Fu Hui, who is against class monitor Chukong. He had just been drinking too much alcohol, his head was dizzy, and was leaning against the corner of the wall when he was stabbed to death by Chukong with a knife. The fifth person is Hua Ling. The person who killed her was the boyfriend who always stood by Qi Tan's side. No one asked why. As soon as 5 people are determined, with a click, the door leading to the second floor opened. Everyone immediately covered each other and rushed forward. I was pushed over. Luong helped me. Luong Tasu was my first love. We dated for a short time, then broke up because of incompatible personalities. Hurry up, we will get out. I nodded and followed him up to the second floor. There were 20 people at first. Now there are only 12 left. Due to the heavy rain, the villa continues to sink. Even though he had reached the second floor, he could not escape safely. As expected, the entrance to the third floor was also locked. Some people tried to break the ceiling to climb up, but it was unsuccessful. The water was ankle deep, but the ceiling remained unmoved. Now we are awake. The so-called heavy rain, the so-called subsidence, all coincidences are arranged. The villa is carefully located, the foundation and structure have been renovated. This was a pre-planned murder trap. At this point, we get the next message. The water level will increase 0.066 per minute. In about an hour, the second floor will be completely flooded. Among the remaining people, vote for the one you hate the most. The 5 most hated people do not deserve to live, well, if there's a tie, everyone dies. Now there are only 12 people left. Must vote to choose 5 people. The mortality rate is almost half. Chukong, Tatsyafi, and Luang Tasu, the 3 of them grew up together. Chukong is tall and is the class monitor, not because he is good at studying, but because he always says one thing, is decisive, and acts decisively. Tatsyafi is a trusted junior, belongs to the athletic team, has a strong body, and listens to Chukong in everything. Luang Tasu is resourceful and good at analysis.
Apparently, the 3 of them had formed an alliance. Lam Mong is Tao Xiufi's girlfriend, also joined the class president's faction. Luang Tu pulled my sleeve. Tiovi, follow me. There were 2 other people who also had a good relationship with Zhou Chang. Seeing the situation, he immediately followed the wind and joined the group of class leaders. Mr. Kern is very resourceful. We listened to him. Yes, yes, I believe in you. Only you can help us survive. At this time, Chu Kern's faction had 7 people, more than half of the remaining number. Whoever they decide to elect will be sentenced to death. Or write Zhao Vuting's name. She has cancer and doesn't have long to live. When she was in school, she was very eccentric and unsociable, so it was strange for her to attend a class reunion. Zhao Vuting is indeed an introvert. Her only close friend is Zhang Xiao, who was poisoned to death. Now she is completely isolated, including Zhang Qitan. He killed his lover 5 years ago without saying a word. Too cruel, can't keep. Zhao Vuting stepped out. You can write my name. I don't care who organized this class reunion. This sentence made everyone stunned, because the class reunion was organized by Chu Kern. A month ago, Chu Kern posted a message in the class group. This year's class reunion, everyone must come. If anyone doesn't come, don't even dream of staying in our group 353. Not only that, he also sent private messages to each person to coax and convince everyone to attend. Everyone felt like it had been a long time since they last saw each other, so this time almost everyone came. After Zhao Yuting said that, Zhang Chang's face darkened. He took out his phone and looked up the chat history from a month ago. To be honest with you all, I didn't organize this reunion. Who is it? The former principal of my school is Tru Lam Dong. He texted me saying he wanted to write an academic paper, do a post-graduation employment survey, and ask me to gather everyone together. He also takes care of the villa and free meals. I saw it had been a long time, so I agreed. This reason did not convince Zhao Vuting. San Chang sighed. All right, I admit he transferred me 200,000 yuan as an organization fee. We are not close with the old principal. I don't know why this happened, but while we were arguing, the water level quietly rose. Shi Xiaofei pushed Zhang Chang. There's no time left. Quickly vote. If you want to live, don't believe Zhang Chang. He will kill all of you. Zhao Vuting shouted loudly, trying to grasp the last ray of hope. In the blink of an eye, the water level had reached its limit. Chu Kang was also a little worried. Don't listen to her. I'm also a victim. I was also fooled by Tru Lam Dong. Come on. Who gets out alive? I gave all 200,000 yuan to that person. Voting enters its final stages. Everyone has their own calculations. Everyone has to write down 5 names. Luang Tu leaned closer to me. Xiaovi, don't let Zhao Vuting disturb you. We are on the same side. I nodded, the final result surprising everyone. Shi Xiaofei was in the lead with 10 votes. Zhang Chang had 9 votes. Zhao Yuting 8 votes. Ji Xingtang 6 votes. Li Keikan 5 votes. Luang Tu and I opened our ballots. and the names Zhang Chang and Xi Xiaofei were clearly written on them. Even the two people who wanted to join Zhang Chang's faction finally voted for him. Everyone explained that Su Kang had a shady identity, was very good at manipulating others, was too dangerous and had to be eliminated. Ta Xiaofei is strong. One person can beat 3 people. Leaving him behind will sooner or later be a disaster. Xing Keitan brutally killed his lover. He is a cold-blooded person who cannot be left. In survival games, the worst thing is to form cliques and have superior personal strength. Only a small group remained, now also disbanded. The rest can now compete fairly. Luing Tu, you voted for me again? Su Kern could not believe it. Luing Tu looked at him. How about you? Didn't you also write my name in Ta Xiaofei's name? Ta Xiaofei immediately punched Luing Tu in the face. Don't even dream about getting out alive, die with us. He wanted to sink his teeth into the water. Just then, a small red dot suddenly appeared on his forehead. At the same time, a message was sent. Everyone voted very fairly. What a bunch of jerks. Immediately afterwards, a series of gunshots rang out. Those whose names were on the top of the list were blown up and fell in pools of blood. The water was now up to the chin. The survivors cursed desperately, grabbed the floating corpses, and tried to stand on them to keep their heads from sinking. At that very moment, bang, the door to the 3rd floor opened. Luing Tu pulled me. Tiavi, hurry up. When I got to the 3rd floor, there was no more water. It is still raining heavily outside. Find a window to go outside. Everyone spread out to look around the rooms to see if there were any windows leading outside. But after a round of searching, we discovered that the 3rd floor was a closed space with no windows. Knock down the wall. Having said that, the 4 boys held objects in their hands and slammed them against the wall. Luing Tu shook his head. It's useless. Then only the others discovered that the paint on the wall was peeling, revealing a steel plate inside. This is why the villa sank so quickly. This villa was renovated, built near the river. Below is an underground river, and the house structure is made entirely of very heavy iron and steel. At this rate, in just 2 hours, the entire villa will be completely submerged. Teiyuru Teithai trembled and cried. So what to do? Are we all going to die here? Luing Tu looked at his phone. Perhaps the only way to survive is to follow the message's instructions. The atmosphere is very heavy right now. People both anticipated the message and dreaded its arrival. Very quickly, all the phones rang at the same time. I quickly took it out to read, but as soon as I saw the message content, my whole body felt like it was doused with cold water. Because the content is, the man in the gray hoodie is the murderer, find that person and kill him. All eyes turned to me, because I was the only one wearing a gray coat. Luing Tu was holding my hand and immediately let go. No way, it can't be Tiovi. She has been with us all this time. Although he said so, he took 2 steps back. But the message clearly said it was her. In this room, only she wears gray hoodie. The message tells us to kill her. Kill her and we can get out of here. Kill. I instantly became the outcast, pushed to the forefront. No matter how I explained, they didn't believe me. Just as everyone was listing my crimes, the phones all rang twice at the same time. This time sent as a video. As soon as the video opened, everyone was stunned. The name buried deep in memory slowly emerged. Su Xiaoyin is our high school classmate. On May 31st, 7 years ago, she jumped to her death. Police concluded it was suicide. The video in the message shows Su Xiaoyin standing on the rooftop, staggering on the edge of the wall. In the camera angle recording the scene of her jumping down, a person wearing a gray hooded jacket briefly appeared. At the same time, another message was sent. Among you, there is someone who killed Toast Xiaoyan. Put the truth together, find the murderer, and kill him. What the hell is this? It's clear that To Xiaoyan jumped off the building herself. The police are already investigating, and now they're telling us to find the culprit? I know who the person wearing gray hood in the video is, but it's Chu Kern. He once said he wanted to pull To Xiaoyan back, but was one step too late. Luing Tu also nodded. Yes, I remember this too. At that time, the police also asked Zhang Chang, and there was another angle that showed that Su Xiaoyan indeed jumped by herself, but the message said that the truth had to be pieced together. What truth is there in the Iron Man? The 3rd floor was not flooded yet, but the closed space and increasingly thin air made us panic more and more. Don't panic. This space is less than 30 square meters. The more anxious you are, the faster your heart beats, the more oxygen you need. There is not enough oxygen left for all 7 people to breathe for long. Save it. Piece together the truth. This phrase kept repeating in my head. Su Xiaoyan did not jump off the building without reason. Before she committed suicide, she was bullied at school for 3 years. The people who bullied her, like Ha Ting, Chu Kuang, and Zhang Hiao, are all dead now. The rest of us looked towards Tan Yu, who was sitting opposite. In 11th grade, he locked Tou Zhouyan in the bathroom and forced her to drink dirty water from the toilet. Tan Yu panicked. She didn't drink. I was just scaring her. Moreover, that was in 11th grade. What does it have to do with her suicide in 12th grade? If it had to be said that way, Tan Yu looked towards Cheng Fuzhou beside her. In 10th grade, Cheng Fuzhou photoshopped sensitive photos of Tou Zhouyan and posted them on the school website. Half the boys in the school looked over. Cheng Fuzhou angrily retorted, "I already apologized and was disciplined. What more do you want? Moreover, that's not a real photo. I've already clarified that I photoshopped it." Su Xiaoyan developed early, wearing tight gym clothes to show off her bust. Who could stand it? During puberty, boys saw Tou Zhouyan as the girl with the most beautiful body in class. When everyone was the same, she stood out. She didn't mean to wear tight clothes. It was just that the school-issued sports uniform no longer fit her body size. But that is no reason for male students to tease rudely. I quietly listened to people expose their sins. My eyes turned to Wang Deadlam, who had been sitting silently without saying a word. And you? I look at Wang Yilin in the first semester of 12th grade. You posted Su Xiaoyan's love letter on the bulletin board, embarrassing her in front of the whole school. Wang Yilin felt a little wounded. I don't like her. Do I have to accept her feelings? But if you don't like her, why did you trick her into giving her hope and making her write a love letter? Not playing with other people's feelings. Is it fun? He just wanted to show off that the girl with the best body in class liked him. My words hit him right in the heart. Yes, he didn't like Su Xiaoyan, even looked down on her, thought she was stupid, but deliberately kept it vague to make her misunderstand. Just for vanity's sake, he suggested that Su Xiaoyan write him a love letter so that she could publicly confess her feelings. Then in front of everyone, I stubbornly rejected her. I quietly pulled out my phone. The camel's back is not broken by the last straw, but by all the straws above it. Su Xiaoyan did not commit suicide, but was pushed off the rooftop by the people who had bullied her. The remaining 3 were Shiru, Zhang Wuzhou, and Wang Yilin. After I sent the message, the other side quickly responded with the correct answer. Tan Yu opened a secret compartment. From inside fell several knives. At the same time, the next order was sent to kill them. The first person to win the deal was Wang Yilin. He stood closest to the weapons. He gathered all the knives in his hand, his eyes full of murderous intent, as looked at us. Want to kill me? Still too young. Tan Yu and Jiang Wuzhou stood next to him. Hey, Lam, let us make the first move. Although they are numerous, they are all unarmed and are no match for us. Wang Lam thought for a moment, then threw each of them a knife. The remaining unarmed people were me, Liang Zi, Song Ziming, and Shisen. In the vote just now, all the strong people were eliminated. Now only the weak people are left. I'm 160 centimeters tall and weigh 45 kilograms. A strong wind could blow me away. Tong Suming is about my age. Even though he's a boy, he isn't even 170 centimeters tall. Luang Zhu and Qisen were both weak scholars, but so was the other side. The only difference was that they had weapons. The situation was so tense that no one dared to make the first move. Luang Zhu had always been a smart person. He signaled with his eyes to Qisen. The 2 of them rushed towards Tan Yu.
Even though Tanyu had weapons, she could not resist the strength of the two young men. She was pushed to the ground. Luang Zhu immediately snatched the knife from her hand, slashing across her neck. Immediately after, Wang Yilin and Jiang Wuzhou rushed over. He immediately used Tanyu's body to shield himself, then pushed Qi Sen out. On the other hand, 2 people were hit by Qi Sen. Song Ziming beside me was small, but reacted very quickly. He grabbed Wang Yilin's leg. Luang took the opportunity to stab Wang Yilin in the chest. Chang Wuzhou and Qi Sen fought each other. Their backs and arms were injured. Luang Zhu quickly walked towards them. A knife slashed across Jiang Wuzhou's neck. In less than 10 minutes, all 3 people on the list were dead. Looking at the room full of blood, I was so scared that I was numb. Cover my mouth and hide in the corner. It's over. It's all over. Luang wiped the blood from his face. Those who killed her had to pay for their crimes. Can you let us out yet? He was covered in blood, screaming into the void, clearly on the verge of a mental breakdown. No one answered. A few minutes later, a photo was sent. A high school graduation photo. The moment we saw the photo, we all collapsed. Gray shirt, Shanglim High School uniform. The lining is a gray hooded sweatshirt. The outside is a white jacket. Graduation photos were taken at the end of April, late spring, early summer. Warm sunshine. At that time, we felt hot, so we all took off our coats. So in the picture, everyone is wearing gray. I suddenly remembered the first message I received. The man in gray is the murderer. Turns out we are all the culprits. She really came back to take revenge. Song Ziming's face turned pale. None of us can escape, but I'm innocent. I never hurt her. Something must be wrong. There must be a mistake. He muttered. At the same time, another message was sent. You are not innocent. Silence is complicity. Song Ziming completely collapsed. He screamed and cursed crazily. The air in the room became thinner and thinner, and water started to leak from the floor. Water keeps flooding in, making living space even narrower. Luang Zhu quietly handed me a knife and said in a low voice, "Before coming to this meeting, I called my family. If I don't call back by 12 midnight, my mother will know something happened." He heard the sound of the rain outside had become much lighter, and the speed of the water had also slowed down. But the most important thing is oxygen. The remaining oxygen is not enough for 4 people. It's 10 o'clock now. We just need to hold on a little longer. They will call the police. We will be saved, but on the condition that we survive. I looked at the knife in my hand. What do you mean? They will take our oxygen. Kill them. Killed once, one more time is the same. I didn't do anything, just quietly watched Luang Zhu deal with Song Ziming and Qi Sen. He came to me, sat down, and hugged me and cried. Sorry, I killed someone. I killed a lot of people. But if I didn't, I couldn't protect you. I'm sorry. If I get out, I'll confess. But I have to get you out. We will get away, right? Shiwi stood up and wiped the blood from her face. Of course.
I walked to the upper left corner of the room, sat down and tapped 3 times on the tile on the floor. As soon as the knock stopped, the ceiling panel opened. A ladder was lowered. Luang Tu was not surprised at all. He followed me up the ladder. The 4th floor of the villa is an attic. There is a skylight in the attic. Now the rain has stopped. Climbing through the sunroof, above was a bright halo. I reached out. Just open the window, we can leave this villa. Luang looked at the attic himself, and then carefully checked the sunroof. The attic is just a regular attic, no renovation at all. A sunroof is just a regular pane of glass. Luang Tu was both happy and scared. Can we really go out? I nodded, but the next second, he pulled out a gun and pointed it straight at my head. Sorry, TOV. You saw me kill people, saw me kill too many people. I can't believe you. I felt my pocket. It turned out that when he hugged me just now, Luong Tu secretly took my gun. Right on the first floor, I saw her sneakily open the bookshelf and furtively take something. But I don't know what it is. It wasn't until I hugged you that I realized it was a gun. I put you in Chung Kwang's group to protect you because I know you have a way out. I want to keep you until the end. He stood in a higher position, looking at me smugly. I don't know who's helping you, but it's okay. Now I have a gun in my hand. Kill you first, then kill him. After saying that, without hesitation, he pulled the trigger. But when he pulled the trigger, he was stunned. The gun was filled with fake bullets. He couldn't believe it, fired several shots in a row. All of them were fake bullets. Liang Tu was angry, but he remembered that he still had a knife in his pocket. He stroked the gun, pulled out a sharp knife and rushed to stab me. But the next second, a gunshot rang out. The one who fell to the ground was Luong Tu. The sunroof was opened by someone. A person wearing moonlight jumped down. That person was both cool and arrogant. She laughed and said, "Luckily it was the last bullet. I loaded it with real bullets." She glanced at me with disdain and still held him back to the end. What an idiot. Shock King pulled me up. After the heavy rain, the bright moon hung high. The scenery really was beautiful. We sat on the roof. Shock King handed me a bottle of water. When did you find out? I thought for a moment. A long time ago. Why so? Is Shock King really right-handed and you are left-handed? I discovered it when we did my nails, but I thought it was just a change of habit. Until tonight, you ate scallops, the thing she hated the most. That reminded me of someone. I looked into her eyes. Su Xiaoan, she was left-handed and didn't eat seafood. She cuddled with me. You're smart too. I killed her a long time ago. I buried her body in the basement of the villa. There are many other people buried there, even Zhang Lindong, the school principal. That's right, that year I did jump off the building, but didn't die. My mother died early. My father was a gambling addict. He only wanted money. Zhang Lindong gave a large sum of money. My father took the money and abandoned me, left me in the hospital. Then Zhang Lindong saved me. When mentioning Zhang Lindong, Su Xiaoan's eyes were full of hatred. She wanted to say something but stopped. After a long while, she could only say that he wasn't dead enough. A girl, a beautiful but isolated girl, it's not hard to imagine what she went through. Later, I had money. Ha Ting wanted to become a star, so she had plastic surgery over and over again, turning herself into a monster. 9 out of 10 people have the same facial features, so I had surgery to look like her. My classmates who hadn't seen each other for years didn't recognize me. After saying that, she felt like a burden had been lifted off her shoulders. I died when I was 18. Now I can finally live again. I was about to say something, but everything went dark and I fell down. Before I passed out, I felt my body falling. Then came the excruciating pain. I was pushed back into the attic by Su Tioyan. I struggled to sit up. Why? Su Tioyan laughed coldly. I didn't kill you from the beginning because you helped me. Keeping you till the end was already very kind. She looked at me and sighed. My senior year, the stray cat I raised was disemboweled and stuffed into my desk drawer. You told me it was Luong who did it himself. It was you who gave me tissues when I cried, but you probably forgot. The tissue I gave you was covered with broken glass fibers. I remember many years ago, Su Xiaolan cried until fainted in front of me. That is her favorite cat. I told her that the culprit was Luong Tu. She trusts me so much, sees me as her only friend. I then produced a tissue paper covered in fiberglass. Look at her wiping her eyes and pretending to be innocent. I didn't know the towel had glasses. I just got it from the counter. Sorry, Su Xiaoan. I really didn't mean to. The piece of glass is so small, I don't see how this can be blamed on me. Her eyes were injured. Looking at her in pain, I felt pleasure again. Dopamine surges through the nerves. That feeling is addicting. So in this murderous reunion,
I saw through it all early on, but I enjoyed it all. I just didn't expect that I would be the last one to die. Before I died, one last sentence flashed in my mind. Do not drink orange drinks, which are extremely poisonous. I don't know if I could go back in time. Should I remind Susiawan? Don't use that paper. It has pieces of glass on it. The heavy rain fell again. The rain washes away everything, washes away sins, washes away even the mud marks under the soles of the shoes. The massacre at the 531 class reunion villa was cleared up. The former principal of Shanglin High School, Zhang Lindong, after being fired for academic fraud, started live streaming on the dark web. At first, he live streamed to harass his adopted daughter and earned a lot of money. The adopted daughter gradually grew up and no longer suited the tastes of special audiences. He started abusing her, until one day she said to him, "Nowadays, sponsors like exciting things." So Tru Landong took advantage of his identity as the former principal to invite the third-grade students of the 2018 school year of Shanglim. He planned a mass slaughter live stream. The villa and foundation were renovated. Each floor was filled with tiny cameras. The network system used to send messages is a customized villa intranet. Everything was ready, but he didn't expect it to rain heavily that day. The rain collapsed the foundation. The villa sank, and he and his adopted daughter also died in the basement. Under the villa is an underground river. The basement was destroyed by floodwaters and broken rocks, and no one knew where it had drifted. At that class reunion, only Hot Ting survived, but her face was disfigured, and the back of her head was severely impacted, causing amnesia. At the same time, Hot Ting suffered a great mental shock. Her psychology was damaged. Behavioral habits changed severely, even not recognizing relatives. Hot Ting can no longer stay in the entertainment industry. 2 months later, Hot Ting announced her withdrawal. On the day of her withdrawal, she posted a rainbow. The rain has stopped, and my life has just begun. Thank you for listening to the story with the Submerged Archives. If you find it interesting, please give us a like and a channel subscription. Thanks, guys.